Chapter 2.
Tobias flew in through the hayloft overhead. Unfortunately, in my squirrel mentality, with my human brain just barely holding on, I didn't realize it was Tobias. What it looked like to me was a red-tailed hawk, a bird of prey, and this one was not in a cage. No, this one was flapping around the high rafters of the barn. The hawk had talons like steel and a hooked beak that could open me up like a can of beans. I felt his hawk's eyes on me. Run! Run! Run, run, run! I didn't know what to do. I mean, me, the human being named Cassie. I didn't know what to do. I knew I had to get control over the squirrel, but it was so hyper. However, the squirrel knew just what to do. Zoom! I ran straight up the wall. My little claws grabbed at tiny splinters and cracks in the wood and shot up at a terrifying speed. If you've never been a squirrel, and let's face it, you haven't, you probably don't have any idea what it's like to run up. The wooden wall was like a floor under me, but at the same time, I knew the difference between up and down. I knew if I fell, it would be down. It's as if you were running across the floor in your house, but if you tripped, you'd fall back against the wall. Very strange. Tobias had come to rest on a rafter, but I could feel his eyes on me. I froze. I froze completely. Not even my tail twitched. I just clutched onto the wall and froze. But I couldn't keep it up. That torrent of squirrel energy would not let me stand still for long. Suddenly, with barely a glance to the side, I launched myself through space. I flew. I just jumped and hurtled through the air for what seemed like half a mile, but was actually just 10 feet. Slam! I landed on the wooden beam that runs above the horse stalls. Bad move. Tobias had seen my movement. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw his vast wings open. He swooped down, talons raked forward. But then, a new movement. Something large and furtive. A board in the side of the barn pushed open. A head poked inside. It was just below me. An intelligent, alert face, looking up at me and wondering if I was dinner. A fox! Aha! My mystery bird killer. I had to get control of the squirrel brain. It always takes a minute, in any new morph at least, to control those wild animal instincts. But I didn't have a minute. Tobias swooped. Suddenly, it was insanity everywhere. Birds in every cage began to squawk and shriek. The wolves in the next room decided to start howling. The horses were whinnying shrilly. Tobias sheared away, startled. Too late. I had jumped again, and now I was falling toward the straw-covered floor of a stall. Falling toward the fox. I hit the ground and blew out of there, leaving a storm of dust and straw in my wake. The fox came after me. He was fast. Very fast.
Tobias! Help!
I yelled in thought-speak.
What the? Is that you, Cassie?
I dodged left. The fox dodged after me. He was faster than me, and almost as agile. Unless I could find a place to climb up and away, I was done for.
Yes, it's me. Well, why didn't you tell me?
He said, sounding grumpy in my head.
I was considering eating you. I just morphed. I just got control of this crazy squirrel brain. Now would you please save me?
The fox's jaw snapped at my tail. I felt his teeth comb the fur.
Good grief,
Tobias said. He opened his wings and came hurtling down, straight at the fox. The fox saw the shadow of the big hawk. He stopped dead in his tracks. Too late. Tobias raked him with his talons and shot past. The fox decided this was more trouble than he needed. He bolted for his secret passageway. Tobias came to rest on a crossbeam and looked down at me, with his fierce hawk's gaze.
Cassie, why are you out here at midnight turning into a squirrel?
I was already starting to morph back to human shape.
Well, we've had some birds taken in the last couple of days. We figured it was a badger or a raccoon or a fox, but we couldn't figure out how he was getting in. So I decided to morph and wait to see when he showed up. Well, I certainly can't criticize anyone who wants to rescue birds,
he said. He fluffed his wings and began preening some ruffled feathers. I was halfway back to human shape, growing up from the floor, feeling my legs sprout beneath me. But my human mouth was not back yet. So what are you doing here, Tobias? Looking for a squirrel sandwich? Tobias had almost completely accepted the fact that he was permanently stuck in the body of a red-tailed hawk. Recently, he had begun to hunt and eat like a hawk. He was still a little sensitive about it, but I thought if I just made a joke out of it, he would realize I wasn't grossed out or anything.
Squirrel sandwich?
He said.
No, I was thinking barbecue. Sorry I scared you.
It's okay, my friend, I said in my own voice. My mouth had formed. I was almost back to normal, all but this huge tail, which was still poking out of the back of my morphing outfit. Normal for me is about average height, I guess. Whatever average is. I'm kind of solidly built, not skinny and not fat, with hair I keep short because I don't like messing with it. As my friends would tell you, I'm not exactly Miss Fashion. Mostly, if you want to know what I look like, picture a girl in overalls and leather work gloves, biting her lip as she concentrates on trying to force a pill down the throat of a badger. Jake once took a picture of me doing exactly that. He has it next to his computer in his room. Don't ask me why. I would be glad to give him a picture of me in a dress or something. Rachel could loan me the dress. But Jake says he likes the picture he has.
I hear something,
Tobias said, suddenly alert. I strained my ears. Human ears are so lame. Almost any animal can hear better. But then I heard it too. A voice.
Is someone there?
My father!
You still have a tail.
Too late. The barn door swung open. My father stood there, blinking sleepily and holding a flashlight.
Cass? What are you doing out here?
I stuck my hands behind my back and tried to hold my big squirrel tail down while I attempted to morph it away at maximum speed. Nothing, Dad. I just couldn't sleep. He nodded.
Okay, well, go to bed now,
he said crankily. My father is one of those people who needs about an hour and 3 cups of coffee to wake up. Okay, Daddy, I said. He hesitated.
Cassie, turn around.
Turn around? I repeated in a squeaky voice.
Yeah, turn around. Just turn around.
Slowly, I turned. As I did, the last of the tail swooped back into my spine.
Huh,
my dad said.
I gotta get back to sleep. I swear I thought you had a tail.
I laughed weakly. When he left, I collapsed back on the straw. I really should have just stayed in bed, I said to Tobias. Dreams or no dreams.
Dreams?
He snapped.
What kind of dreams?
I shrugged. I don't know. These kind of weird dreams about the sea.
The sea,
he echoed.
And a voice calling out to you from beneath the water.
It was warm in the barn, but suddenly I felt really cold.